Hey guys, I just wanted to do kind of a little bit of a channel overview video to explain why I started this channel and answer some questions that maybe some people might have. So first of all, it's been a cool experience for me so far. I've been putting up videos for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. Some of the first ones are pretty bad, but they seem to get better each time, and that's really my goal. Initially, I started making videos because an amplifier builder, the guy who built these, asked me to do some demos for him. I wasn't really sure I was quite good enough to do them justice, but I did the best I could. Actually, I've done one for the Little Punk. I haven't really done an official one yet for the Vibralush. I'm planning to do that actually in the next month or two. So I've done some videos, performance videos with this one, but and then I did a few videos doing demos of these Cavalier pickups, which I highly recommend. I'm actually kind of jonesing for another set for one of my tellies that I use for jazz, so that may be coming in the coming months. But you know, in the process of doing some of these videos that started out as demos, I realized in a way they were kind of little performances too. I've been wanting to go out and perform. I've tried over the years in various genres and to varying degrees of frustration to put bands together or sign on to bands, and you know, I've just had issue after issue dealing with people's egos and personalities and boundaries and practice habits and commitment, and I finally got to a place where I really just wanted to do something on my own. And so there's a long story behind, you know, I walked away from music for about 10 years. It's a miracle that I'm even playing today, and touch on that more in a bit and probably in another video. But I came back to music, and I realized that I'll say this, I was led back to music. I feel that the Lord led me back to music. And in case you haven't noticed from my videos, I'm a born-again Christian. It's a big part of my life. I have a renewed inspiration to play and to learn and to progress. And so I started this channel partly to do those demos, but you know, then the performance angle came in, and it became a means for me to capture where I was at a moment in time and really take a critical look at my strengths and weaknesses, and convince myself that I don't suck as badly as I sometimes think, and to show that, especially with improvisational music, which is primarily what I do, you know, laying an egg somewhere, as it were, making a mistake, if you don't speak jive, laying an egg doesn't necessarily mean a piece is destroyed. In this modern world of YouTube, where you can do 1 million takes and, you know, have your room lighting perfect and your hair perfect, and you know, take a bunch of takes or edit it down to make it look perfect, it can create a lot of pressure for people out there that are trying to learn. And I think it's important to just be real with people. You know, if I were out playing at a coffee house and I were doing the same thing I do on my videos, they'd hear the mistake too, and they'd need to get over it just as much as I would, or the show wouldn't go on. So part of the reason I continue with this channel now is to encourage people that want to play, that feel creative, aren't sure they're good enough, aren't sure that they have something to say that the world might be interested in, and really kind of want to step out there. It's scary. You open yourself up to be judged. I don't mind constructive criticism. I've gotten a little bit on my channel and some of my comments. If people are cool, I leave it up there. I don't mind that. If people just troll me, sorry, you're going to get deleted. I don't do that to other people. I don't think it's productive, and I don't think it's very gracious. And for me, it's not very Christian. But if I see somebody's video and I dig it, I like it. If I really dig it, I leave a comment, and I always try to encourage people, no matter what their ability level. So that's, I think, a primary motivation for this, is to just kind of get some stuff out there to show not only the world but myself what I can do. It's done a lot for my confidence, and also it's an avenue for me to share my faith with people, which is really important to me. If you're not a Christian, that may not make sense to you. People have a lot of weird ideas about Christianity from the culture and the media and stuff like that, which is part of the reason I go out and share my faith, actively, at least once a month, sometimes several times a month, with strangers, and just, I don't preach at them or condemn them. I just say, hey, this is what I believe. What do you believe? Let's talk, and hopefully, by the time they walk away from me, I've given them something to think about, maybe encouraged them to check the faith out a little bit more, or to reconsider if they've walked away like I did for over half my life. I walked away from my faith. It was not good. So that's why I have on this guitar Luke 15, chapter 15, 11 to 32. That is kind of my life. It's not really a verse. It's a parable. It's my life parable. I was the prodigal son. And I'm very thankful that I came back, that I was led back to my faith. And it's made me a better person. It's changed me from the person I was in good ways. And but it's one of those things that you have to do all the way. And know that there are many Christians out there that don't do it all the way. They slap the label on, but then they live just like the rest of the world, and they wonder why people think they're hypocrites or make fun of them, or don't take the faith seriously. And so I try to model my life on Jesus Christ. I think he's a good person to model your life on. A lot of people that hate him have never read the Gospels and seen what he's like. If they had, they probably would think he was pretty cool. So that's the other reason for my channel. I did this when I had an eBay business too. I would leave some scripture or whatever in the text section there for, maybe somebody would just happen to need that verse, and they'd stumble across it, and it would be the sign from God or whatever that they need. I don't know, I just felt inspired to stick it on there, but that might be exactly what they're looking for. So I know this world's kind of a messed up place, and a lot of people are losing hope, and a lot of people who don't have a faith in God or an afterlife, it can seem pretty awful, and it can seem very easy to just check out, like, I'm out of here, this sucks, I don't want to be here, and it's not going to get any better, there's no point to anything, my life has no value, everybody in my life treats me like crap. I used to be like that. I haven't had the best family. I've had terrible friends. I've had terrible romantic relationships at times, and it would be easy for me to have gone the other way. And really, at a point of desperation in my life, I came to a point where I said, I need to try something different because my way isn't working. And I said I never really did Christianity all the way. I never really read the whole Bible. And that was about 7 years ago. And so I read the Bible from cover to cover. I started listening to every radio preacher I could. I started going to church. I started praying every night again. And I started praying for people that, frankly, had wrecked my life and really ticked me off badly. Had destroyed my social scene and everything, and I prayed to forgive them, and because I couldn't, I hated them, I was angry, and it was one of the best things I ever did, and So I don't want to get into a lengthy testimony here. I just wanted you guys to know that this is a very personal thing for me. I don't really have any illusions about becoming a famous guitarist on or off YouTube, getting a record deal, anything like that. I just love to play music. I'm creative, and I'm where I'm at in my ability level, and I have something to say, so I'm trying to say it. And if anything, if you take nothing else away from my channel, I hope it inspires you, if you're creative, if you're a musician, to do the same thing. Don't let other people's opinions of your ability level or the kind of stuff you like to play affect whether or not you put it out there. And don't let your own opinion of it affect it either, because frankly, we're a terrible judge of our own art. We know who we like, who we look up to, who we admire. We want to sound like that, and when we don't, we think we suck, we fail. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of times those influences are more present than we realize, which I learned over a year before I started my channel, when a friend of mine recorded me playing something that ended up sounding a lot like Miles Davis, and I've never tried to sound like Miles Davis. So that kind of blew my mind, because, Miles Davis is a badass, and I'm not even what I would consider a mediocre jazz guitarist yet. And yet that came out, and it was really kind of cool. So express yourself, put your stuff out there. You might be surprised at what you're able to do, and you might surprise some other people. And don't apologize for your ability level. What you don't see with some of these other videos on YouTube is, not only the hours and hours and hours of like mind-numbing, monotonous, soul-crushing practice, and the crying and frustration, and the years of lessons and instruction and pouring over books, but you also don't see like take after take after take. Like the song's almost perfect, you've got like 6 measures left, and you like completely fumble a chord or something, and then you have to start all over again. And doing that for days and days and days to get one video. I know not everybody's like that. Some people are just awesome players, and they can bang something out like no problem. But we can't all do that, or we can't all do that yet, and that's okay. So do your thing, be cool, and pick up a Bible and get to know Jesus, because he really rocks. And if he can change my life, I was a mess, I was a sinner, and we're all sinners according to the Bible, and as well as I do, we've all done things wrong. So just get over that, and go check him out, because he'll take you right where you are. He loves you, he wants a relationship with you, he wants to radically change your life and rock your world. And on a much smaller, more human level, I hope that my music rocks your world a little bit too, and I appreciate you checking me out. Thank you. God bless you.